paddle work needs.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome into the WTIM, your information station. My name's Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM morning show. Today, we're sitting down with Denise Evans, coordinator for Safe Passage here in Taylorville. Let's thank our sponsors that make it all possible. Before we move on this conversation, we have People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. Denise, how are you this morning?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing super well. Thank you so much for taking the time. You first words out of your mouth while you were in here, and I asked you how your month was. You say busy. That never changes.
No, that's my answer. Busy.
Busy month. Normal operations this month. And anything popping out to you, or you're still helping out all the addicts around town and surrounding towns?
Yeah, just still getting calls every single day, and night at home. But that's okay. I think we had 3 people in there yesterday in the office that came in, and we're finding places for them. And I had a couple coming tomorrow, made appointments. So we're still keeping busy.
Your work knows no hours.
No hours.
You can you'll receive a call at night for someone in need, and it's really awesome.
And that's fine.
Just Denise Evans, she says it's fine, and she's kept to that.
I'm used to it.
How many years have you been with?
About 4.5.
4.5 years. Really awesome, and that was the beginning of it, right?
Right.
Very cool. And since then, I mean, do we have an estimate of numbers that you've helped?
The clients that we've helped, around 1,000.
Thousands. I mean, it's just an amazing number there. And I've had the opportunity to speak to a couple of graduates of the Safe Passage program. It works wonders. And for people out there that might be their first time hearing about Safe Passage, explain to us a little bit about the services and the comprehensive service that you offer.
Well, Safe Passage is a program that was started here in Taylorville, July 1st, 2019. And Judge Paisley began that service, and it's for all addicts and alcoholics that need help with their addiction. They can come in and walk into the police department, ask for Safe Passage, ask for me, ask for Chief Wheeler, and they'll go to my office, which is not around any of the offices or anything else. They're not questioned about where they're getting the drugs or the alcohol or anything, just what they need help with. And we have drivers, transportation that will take them to and from the rehab facilities. We set them up with meetings and counseling after they graduate from the program. And then we also keep up with them. Every once in a while, give them a call to see how they're doing. And it's really been a good program.
Yeah, we can't speak enough on how positive the program has been for the community, and looking to expand into other local communities. That is the large goal of this entire thing. But you just heard right there all of the services that are being provided right there. It's not just sending you to rehab; it's ensuring that you get to rehab. It's making sure that you get to your meetings and counseling right there, because it doesn't stop with rehab like many people might think.
No, it doesn't stop. We keep in contact after. And they can come into the office, which they do a lot, and just tell us how they're doing. And, after they get through rehab and get through the initial screening and everything, they find out that the police officers are not going to arrest them every time they see them like they might think. Right. And they are actually happy that they've gotten help. Also, this program has dropped our crime around the town considerably. Sure. I mean, because, and not downing the addicts or anything, but if they don't have a job, they don't have money or anything, they're going to steal to get what they need. Yeah. And that's just natural.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about because you spent so much time around people struggling with addiction. Their mindset changes a little bit. Of course, a police officer to a person struggling with addiction, they're not their friend. They're not going to them to trust. But you're building a trust now with these people that one time never would have.
Right. And so are the officers. So many of the clients, after they get cleaned and everything, they tell me, I thought Officer so-and-so was a bad guy, but I realized he was just trying to help me, you know.
Wow.
And sometimes I'll even ask him, well, would you like to go talk to him for a minute? Or would you like to go talk to Chief Wheeler? And they'll go, yeah, I would like to go to his office. So we go to the office and talk to him for a minute. And then that just relaxes them, I think, you know.
Up until that point, they would have never had a
Oh,
face-to-face.
they have a hard time. A lot of people have a hard time walking into the police department.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, if they ask where my office is at, I'll tell them at the Taylorville Police Department. They're like, oh, no, I'm not going there. Somebody will arrest me or something. I'm like, no, they won't. You know, I promise you they won't.
Yeah.
So
that's the promise made by Safe Passage, and that is what gets people through your doors. And you know, it's initially they have a little bit of apprehension there, but the success is there because
right.
of all this, all the trust that has been gained between you and the people struggling with addiction out there. And it all stems from, we were kind of mentioning it before we went on, and we kind of want the theme of it to be, it all kind of stems from mental health. And
right.
Growing up, there's factors that these people could have dealt with, and it really, it's not part of them that they want to
it's not their
crime.
fault. Yeah, always. There's all kinds of things that is in the background. It could be anything. It could be the way you grow, you know, the way you grew up. It could have been addiction by your family. It could have been, everything, anything. The way you were treated, all kinds of things. And that just weighs on your mind. You can't help it. And so that causes a lot of anxiety. And when we speak of mental health with addiction, that's what we're talking about. PSTD, anxiety, depression. That's the type of mental health we're talking about. And when you go to rehab, you will also get counseling during that time and after for that mental health issue also.
Does the name Fred De La Hunt ring a bell to you?
Delahunt.
Delahunt. Yeah, I spoke to him on the phone the other day, graduate of the Safe Passage program. He was so open and honest with me about his traveling through the Safe Passage and his finding his road to sobriety. And it was amazing, just amazing words from him. I was able to step inside his shoes a little bit. And you mentioned it right there. You're dealing with trauma, PTSD, dealing with abuse from growing up. He mentioned all those things. And, in Taylorville, of course, our police force can look at people struggling with addiction, and they can have all that in the back of their mind while dealing with them. How important is that mindset going into dealing with a person dealing with addiction, while an officer out there might not be going into that interaction with that mindset?
That they might not know that, you mean?
Yeah, the officer wouldn't be considering their past, this person's past.
Right. Usually you can kind of tell.
Sure.
You can tell by their actions or things that they say that there's something stemming back, years back. And our officers are very, very good with Safe Passage. In fact, today is the first mental health class that we're having on this session. Debbie, that works with me, myself, and 4 other officers will be attending this class. And I'm not for sure how long it's going to last, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and like 3 times a week it'll be. But we do that every once in a while. We have mental health classes, and we have someone there that teaches the class, and it just makes us more familiar with the problems.
Sure. Staying up to date and learning more, of course. This is really cool. I hadn't heard you mention the mental health classes. This is just for people working in and around Safe Passage?
Yeah, it's just for us.
For staff?
For Safe Passage, for staff, yeah. Okay. For Debbie and I, and then we have a few police officers always go too, because they're the ones out that's going to see them first, Yeah.
Is this an ongoing class, or is this the first class today?
This is the first one of this segment, but we had one about 6 months ago or so too.
How important was that one to go to? Did you pull a lot of valuable information?
Oh, yes, yes.
What kind of stuff?
Like I said a while ago, sometimes if we talk to somebody, we can kind of sense something. It'll, helps you with that. And what to do, how to talk to them. And our teacher is Sue Pazzo and Jason Dominowski of the Christian County, the mental health program, drug court. And they are very good they taught it last time also.
Wow. Christian County Mental Health. I didn't know we had that wing of Christian County, the health department. Are they any involvement here?
No, not with the state.
With in anything going on in Taylorville around Safe Passage, even.
Yes, her office is off the square,
Okay.
and right now the only clients that her and Jason take are drug court clients, because our state mental health was closed down in either 2018 or 19 here in Taylorville, and that was a state program. And they closed it down completely. So that put a damper on our mental health people here, that was having issues. At that time, Sue opened her own business then. Because, when you have the state mental health programs, you have counselors there, you have payees there, everything that you need. So we lost all that here in Christian County and Taylorville. And so then a lot of the addicts had no one, their checks just come to them. Well, they're out on the streets, so money's getting stolen. They're using it for everything except for housing. And so it's bad. We've been talking and trying to get mental health open again, but I don't know if the state wants to have anything to do with it, and I don't know why, but
it's almost like Safe Passage is playing that role of a mental health office right now, and it looks like we're going to be trying to absorb that back into Taylorville here with the Christian County Mental Health Services. That's really awesome. For our last minute here, before we take a break, can we get some information about where we can go for services, phone numbers, websites, anything like that?
You can go to Taylorville City Police. It's on 108 West Vine, and the phone number there is 217-777-0080. I'll give you my cell number too. Everyone else has it. 217-638-3247. And you can even call Chief Wheeler.
Sure. Yeah.
He'll forward it on to me. He'll be fine. But or you can walk into that police department and go to dispatch and ask for us.
Awesome. We're sitting down right now with Denise Evans, coordinator with Safe Passage, and we've been talking about all Safe Passage services and even some history for this first half. When we come back, we'll have more Safe Passage information for you. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Your information station, WTIM.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn higher, beans lower, wheat trading higher. March corn up 3 3/4, 4.85 1/4. May corn up 3 1/2, 4.97 1/2. December new crop up a penny, 5.11 3/4. January beans down 7 3/4, 13.28 1/4. March beans down 9, 13.44 1/4. November new crop down 9 3/4, 12.78 1/2. March wheat 6.22 1/4, up 12 3/4. July wheat up 14 1/4, 6.40. January bean meal 4.1440, up 1.20. January bean oil down 97 cents, 50.14. Livestock market, January feeders 216.90, down $1.05. December live cattle down 82 cents, 166.15. December lean hogs down 17 cents, 68.07. Energy market, January crude oil 69.28, down 2.04. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network.
The NFL is on Westwood One.
Handoff, Peterson breaking to the clear. Far side, Peterson, 40, 35. Peterson, good night.
Tune in all season long for the NFL's biggest games and most exciting players. If it's the NFL, it's right here.
Follow the NFL on WTIM AM and FM for Sunday afternoon doubleheaders, Monday night and Thursday night football, the divisional championships, and the Super Bowl. Brought to you by
Jeff Peabody, your country financial agent. First National Bank, Specialized Hearing Solutions. McClure Halberg Insurance. Blakely Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Taylorville Vision Source, C&B Bank and Trust. Kirby Real Estate. Christian County YMCA, Taylorville Memorial Hospital, Advanced Title Group, Joe's Pizza, and Brad Davis, your Edward Jones financial advisor.
Your Christian County Health Department has both COVID and flu vaccines available, and both high-dose and regular dose flu vaccines are in stock. You can get both the COVID and flu vaccine shots at the same time, and there are a handful of egg-free flu vaccines available. Call the Christian County Health Department now for your appointment at 217-824-4113. That's 824-4113. Your Christian County Health Department is always working for a healthier future.
Small towns are in, and Taylorville has what you're looking for. The annual Christmas in the Park drive-through event through Manners Park is open 5 to 10 p.m. nightly, December 9th through the 25th. Find out more by clicking the Small Town Taylorville icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the new American Eagle restaurant in Taylorville daily, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. with seniors, veterans, first responders, nurses, and school staff getting 10% off every day. Check out their menu by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm your host, Tim Zalabak, and today we're sitting down with Denise Evans, a coordinator for Safe Passage here in Taylor. It's been a great conversation so far. Thank you so much to our stream sponsors, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. Now, Denise, you mentioned you're always busy, of course, and when your phone rings, you take that call every single time you take that call. But what are these calls usually concerning? What are these people asking for?
Oh, help.
Help. Yeah.
They're either telling me that I have a friend who, is addicted to meth or something like that, and they really need help. Where can I take them, or how can we help them? Or they'll say, I'm having the problem, and so I make an appointment with them for the next day, to come in the office and talk, and I tell them the procedure, what's going to happen, and that we'll find them a facility and everything. And so it works out very well. Now, since it's gotten a little bit chillier, Taylorville does have homeless people. And I've said that a lot. And a lot of people will say, we do. I've never seen any of them, Well, anyway, now they are, it's getting, like I said, getting a little colder out there. So they're looking for places to stay. So we've helped them find apartments, different things like that. Well, then being out on the street, they only have a little bag with, a few changes of clothes in it. So we have some great people here in Taylorville. All I have to do is put on Facebook, I'm looking for a mattress for a family. I'm looking for a winter coat. And I have messages, or I have phone calls, and we have been very thankful to get those donations.
Really awesome that the community steps up like that when they got hand-me-downs. They got a second pair of something. They're looking to donate here. We only got about a minute left here to use, but I would love to talk a little bit more about. You mentioned something very interesting about you get calls from maybe a friend, maybe a family member. You'll take that. What does consent have to look like between that person and the addict that's calling you? They've had a conversation already. Maybe they were a little nervous about calling you, and a friend did it.
Right, and a lot of times the friend's right there.
Okay.
They just don't want to call their self. Usually because they'll ask them, well, you want to go in tomorrow or whatever, or today. But they always have their consent with them. Sometimes, or for them, sometimes that friend will even come with that person, But if they bring someone with them, family member, friend, whatever, I always ask the person, are you comfortable speaking in front of him or her, or do you want them to go out in the other room? Sometimes they want them to go in the other room. Sometimes they say, oh no, they know everything about me, so that's good.
I totally get that. It's a great thing you do right there, because maybe that friend is good enough to call into you, but maybe they're not good enough to speak about all your deepest, darkest truths right there. But this is really awesome. Denise, I really appreciate you taking the time today.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. That's Denise Evans, a coordinator with Safe Passage right here in Taylorville. It was a great conversation today. And you can look at the video right back and look at the numbers that you can call for Safe Passage. My name's Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Thank you all for listening.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.